So, Spud Goodman here. Thanks for checking out this little show. I can't offer you a money-back guarantee or anything if you think it sucks, but feel free to unload all hate mail to Gerald Holcomb at AOL.com. Yeah, he still has an account there. All right, then, let's start the show.
All right, welcome one, welcome all. This is Rabbit Punched, and with you as always, it's me, El Cubano.
I'm Cuban, B.
Angel, as I'm known by the locals, or the Jackal, as I'm also known in the squirt circle we're in right now. With that said, first, let me welcome the one, the only, the man who loves Mega as much as POTUS 45 himself, my compadre from another madre, the red hat wearing American hero himself, Gerald Holcomb. How are you doing, my friend?
I am great. I am great. Thank you, Angel. And hello, everyone. As Angel said, I am Gerald Holcomb. I'm your defender of liberty and freedom.
Freedom!
Welcome to another episode of Rabbit Punched, which is our attempt to bring truth and justice to you, the viewer and listener. I should say Angel and I attempt to bring truth.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
Spud Goodman, on the other hand, who is part of the liberal socialist media mob, continues to try to dispel what real Americans know about what is going on now in this country. We are in the midst of a communist takeover of all that makes America special. Things like not being able to eat all the meat we can digest.
Right.
There should be no maximum 2 burger or hot dog limits in a 24-hour period.
If I want 4 hot dogs, I should have 4 hot dogs.
Absolutely. Everyone needs to know.
Not a healthy choice.
Listen, Biden is proposing federal laws banning being able to polish off maybe 5 or 6 burgers at a family gathering. It would be a federal crime, Angel, up to 12 years in prison. I say, that is a travesty. It is a travesty. What am I supposed to do if after my 2 burger limit, I'm still hungry? Will the deep state and Big Brother force me to eat a soy burger or a tofu hot dog? Gosh, what's going on in America?
Look, before Angel, I got to jump in here. As I've said many times on this show before, that was an old, inaccurate story on Fox News. Inaccurate on Fox News. What a surprise.
Well, for the attack on meat, for an entire party that loves their chocolate ice cream, that's very hypocritical.
It is. And I want to tell you, Angel, Biden and his band of Marxists are sure trying to make our children watch disgusting videos in the classroom. I've seen many articles about this on the internet. They disguise these videos as public health information, but we're on to them. It's just an attempt to brainwash our kids, to push premarital sex and birth control on the population.
Listen,
keep that thought. Keep that thought, guys.
I think schools have shown those videos to grade school kids for the last, 50 or 60 years. I mean, girls watch theirs separately, from the boys. They cover the basics of going through puberty. I remember having to sit through that kind of video. And in those days, I think it was shown on a film projector, and it was really boring. So there's nothing to get upset about, all right? Just don't throw a CRT tantrum here.
That's nonsense. Nonsense. I was never shown such a video at my private school. Only in public school. Only in public school would pornography be shown. Am I right, Angel?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. I saw Caligula in history class by accident and not the clean version. But with that said, as usual, sitting there giving us the evil eye, just let me introduce him because he's already speaking, and I'm sure people right now are tuning off because they're like, what the hell is this? This guy is sliding at the mouth. Who's this guy? Sipping that pink slime from the bottle he bought in 1990. Well, he is on the
fresh
left
off
side.
The shelf today.
Yes.
All right, let me get this thing going.
The one and only
Spud.
Goodman.
Yeah, fine, thank you. Greetings, Enola, everyone.
Yes.
I am Spud Goodman. All right.
Spud, man.
Contrary to what I've been advised to do, I am back for another episode of Rabbit Punched. Call me a glutton for punishment, as I am the only non-Trump fanatic on this thing.
That's right.
Yeah, and I won't lie. It's lonely at times being the voice of opposition to the bullhorn of right-wing talking points. It can be overwhelming, to say the least, but this is what I signed up for. So let's get this thing going. Let's go.
Hey, look, Gerald is the voice of reason.
Thank you.
I am the voice of reality. And Spud, we're still trying to figure out exactly where you're coming at it, because I mean, let me tell you, it's a little iffy, man. I think that pink slime is going bad into the cabeza. You know what I'm
as
saying?
I said, off the shelf.
I want to, Angel. I want to say something.
1999, brother. 1999. Look at this.
Yeah, it's expired for sure.
Yeah,
But I want to say something to Spud. Spud, I guess now you have to walk a mile in my shoes. You know, to be outnumbered like I am on our radio show every single week, and having to endure all of your insults directed at the greatest president in history, Donald J. Trump. I cannot express how difficult it is to serve as the co-host of the Spud Goodman Show, as I am outnumbered.
Look. The temporary permanent co-host.
Yeah.
Temporary.
You know, don't you think after 6 years I can lose that temporary part of my title?
Well, you know, when you finally have earned a permanent position, I will let you know, okay?
Well, let me tell you, that's not an issue with Rabbit Punch. We're equal in stature on this show.
We are, but who's higher in the food chain on the other show? Gerald or the intern? Chance.
Chance the intern. Well, he has been determined to be the most popular person on the program. I don't know.
The
listener research. Listener research says it. I don't buy it, but they keep showing me the statistics.
Yeah.
But anyway, Angel, what's our first topic? Let's get going.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because this is going nowhere. Jesus, man. All right, first topic of the day, gentlemen. Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Do your job and introduce a topic.
I am. Okay, King George Soros. What do you guys think?
Can I go? Let me tell you.
Whatever.
It's about time we took on the power and influence that this man has on the world. Angel, you're right to say king. It's not a question, does George Soros control the world? It's how do we dethrone him? His hand is everywhere with those Antifas and those chemtrails and of course that darn Illuminati that contaminates our society. How did this one man take control of this planet Earth? It's a disturbing story that many may not be aware of, but I want to tell you, George Soros was appointed by Hitler to spread Hitlerism everywhere. And
he was
over
like
the
a
years,
kid when Hitler was around.
No, let me tell you, over the years, he's been
they
very
got him when he
successful.
was young, though, Spud. That's what happened. You know?
Right. And I know
you're
you're one of the doubters, Spud, on this, but without George Soros, there's no way Obama would have been elected president, or that Dr. Fauci would have been put in control of our health care, or that LeBron James would have so much influence over our kids.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
Soros has spread so many half-truths and lies around the world. We have to stop him. We have to come to grips with the fact that this man is responsible for just about every problem we're now facing in this country. There's so many. I don't even know where to begin. How about Mr. Soros funding ISIS and paying for their airfare to America? First class, I read somewhere. And now they're setting up camps all over, mostly at rest stops just outside our cities. And I heard they're about to expand to our rural areas. Are you hearing that?
Gerald, as long as they don't mess with a couple of infrastructures that are completely off limits, and I think Joe Biden knows how to do this. He gave a list, remember, to Russian President Putin of the places not to hack. So I'm gonna give you a couple of places not to mess with when it comes to food-related stuff.
All right.
Don't mess with my Taco Bell, and don't mess with my Burger King. Everything else, and Checkers. I like pizza. Checkers. Everything else, bombs away.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. That goes back
here
to our limits on burgers I was talking about earlier, Angel. But, you know, thanks to George Soros, did you know there were hundreds of ISIS members who stormed the Capitol on January 6th? It's true. George Soros supposedly went
Really?
out and bought hundreds of MAGA hats and gear for them to wear, and they combined with Antifas to impersonate supporters of Donald Trump. And
there's footage of this from a Walmart. He went to Walmart directly and he bought them.
It's obvious. It's well known and demonstrable. But it got very little coverage in the mainstream media, which big surprise, huh? It's like they choose to look away from the facts and just blame real Trump supporters. And I know for a fact that no true supporter of our still president would ever poop or pee on the floor in the Capitol Rotunda, not even on the lawn outside. It was fake news. And last, George Soros was responsible.
Do you want me to send you a stool sample taken from the rotunda?
Yeah, he's gonna pee. He's gonna be in the toilet or
track that DNA. I'm sure they're working on it through the court system right now.
No, come on, guys.
Angel and Spud, you remember that little problem Jerry Falwell had? Jerry Falwell Jr. had a few, a while back. He was alleged to be involved in a scandal. And let me tell you something. Soros paid that young woman when that picture came out to tease him. He paid her to get him all worked up and then take that photo of them together, and it looks like something naughty happened, but it didn't. And of course, it's a well-known fact that Soros hired the pool boy that Mrs. Falwell Jr. supposedly had an illicit affair with. Both of the Falwells were tricked into sexual activity, and that's not right. And few people know, but I have to mention that George Soros needs to be held accountable for what he did to cause Lou Dobbs, one of my heroes, to be fired by Fox News. And I read he hired a company that fed Mr. Dobbs false information around the clock for many years. They even had some apparatus that supplied wild lies to him in telephonic sound waves from some Swedish intelligence agency while he slept. Yeah, it's true.
Who knew?
This is worse than what he did to Pee Wee Herman when he snitched on him in that theater. That's just. I don't know that story, but it's terrible. And I wanted to tell you, whatever they were dealing with, I've had to deal with something similar because my 5G phone is giving me messages, and that's a topic for another time. But anyway, they use some state-of-the-art app, I guess, to get Lou, and when he mentions a few questionable news items that he'd been fed either consciously or subconsciously, and I don't know which, but one of them, the suits at Fox fire him just because a little lawsuit someone filed against him for saying things that maybe weren't 100% true. And big deal. Who's to say what facts CNN
are true or
doesn't
not?
do that on a daily basis. CNN, come on, they do that all the time.
Of course they do.
And NBC, MSNBC, all these news outlets on the left, they lie on a daily basis. But basically, they're the perfect marriage for the Biden administration because he lies on a minute basis. They lie on a daily basis.
Yeah,
it's constant lying from the left. I mean, it's a beautiful marriage of lies.
He's frightening.
That's true. As Donald, your hero, Donald Trump, was a fountain of truth at all times.
He has never said one lie. He does
never lied. Him and George Washington.
It's proven.
That man poops golden nuggets. Okay, golden nuggets. Yeah, that's what he poops.
Are you done, Gerald? Because I'm ready to go.
Yeah, Angel, it's back to you.
All right, look, guys, let's get on with topic number 2. What do you guys think?
No, excuse me, I have not had an opportunity to respond.
Oh, but
Thank
you want to keep going with
so,
okay,
you want to roll?
If you guys didn't have George Soros as the right wing's boogeyman, then you would just invent someone else. Oh, wait, you already did. Dr. Anthony Fauci. He is the new black. Or the new Hillary Clinton, all right? But, for the time being, nobody comes close to being used as the scary monster on right-wing media than George Soros. He's been called a Nazi collaborator, a liberal
Yeah,
self-hating
he is.
Jew, the puppet master of the
Right.
Democratic Party, the new
Right.
Karl Marx. I could go on and on. You know, I don't think I've heard him being tagged with the current term that is all the the rage in QAnon circles, pedophile, or maybe I just missed that one. Regardless,
Well,
he
we don't
is a
know yet.
useful tool for the conservative media machine. People like you, Angel. If he was anywhere near as effective at electing Democrats as Fox and others say he is, then I would be a bigger fan of his. I actually have no opinion on the man. I just don't understand the fear and loathing that he can generate on your side. He does fund the open. Let me finish this. I did some research. He funds the Open Society program right here, and this is what they say. It supports groups around the world with like the stated aim of advancing justice, education, public health, and independent media. Wow, what a war criminal! Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
Jeffrey Dahmer was a nice guy to some people. Also.
Yeah. Okay. I could toss out a few fat cats
Before
on the
he ate
right.
'em.
So why the hell does Sean Hannity orgasm when he mentions the name George Soros? I mean, it just creeps me out. He's a made-up villain, and when he and Dr. Fauci do pass away someday, I know the Foxies got you guys will have another target ready to go to keep their crowd angry and awake because I'm
Rachel
guessing maybe
Maddow.
it's that 14-year-old girl who won that spelling bee recently. She could be next because she's scary smart. She could fill the bill. So to conclude, the main mission of the right these days is making sure aging baby boomers like me, stay awake and not fall asleep in our recliners watching their garbage on TV. So the hate meter needs to be set at 100% at all times. I won't lie, it would be kind of cool to be hated by Hannity and all those other right-wing grifters. Like my dad said, there's nothing worse than total obscurity. But it would be a buzzkill starting each day listening to voicemails asking me to kill myself in a variety of methods, or emails begging me to jump off a bridge. That would be the downside. I should probably give this more thought. All right, that's it for me. I'm done with this topic.
Yeah, but you remember you guys on the left think Greta Thunberg is like
Thunberg.
Yeah, whatever. You guys think she's a genius and she's like a dropout. And,
I think she'd kick your ass in any spelling bee.
Finish high school.
Okay, both of you guys, with one hand tied behind her back. But anyway, let's move on.
All right, now today with us is the host of a very controversial video and audio show. His name is Steve Roberts, and he's got a show called Cancel the Cable.
Angel, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think it's Cancel the Cabal. You got the wrong memo there.
I was wondering if this was going to be like a show about like how much TV sucks now, but no, you're right. Thanks, buddy. Look, Cancel the Cabal. Now, in all seriousness, he's a great guy, a true patriot, and he has a beard, man, that makes members.
Well, bring him on. Let's go.
Smile with envy. He's into stopping the evil. He's the one and only Stephen Roberts, and this is going to be a fun show. Stephen, welcome, buddy. How are you doing today, sir?
Good.
Yeah, welcome.
Let's go.
Welcome. Yeah, that's my Irish and Scottish ancestors I can thank for this beer. That's for sure.
What do you think? All right, guys. Look, this is like my part here, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce the first question to our guest.
You got it.
Explain to the watchers what exactly is the cabal, and does it come with a tax break?
Yeah. Well, they get all the tax breaks. Yeah, they get whatever they want because they're the a cabal is actually the minions that serve the evildoers. I believe the predominant European way to spell Kabbalah is with a K, or maybe that's the Jewish version of it, or whatever the case is. But most people don't even know what. Well, some people do know what a cabal of criminals is, and that's what my thought was behind the name of the show.
Is that evildoers reference? Is that like a throwback to George W?
Yeah, W.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I'm just curious. All right. Sorry.
Bubba Clinton.
That's interesting.
Absolutely. Barry Soetoro. All of those guys, yeah.
But the tax break.
Well, they get everything for free, so I guess you could call it a tax break, couldn't you?
Oh, that's true. All right. Gerald?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Stephen, do you think, like I and other patriots in this country, that those Bilderberg people are even worse than George Soros? The long arm of that group is now reaching into our sporting leagues, and there's no doubt that they have rigged the finals in this year's NBA championship. I got to tell you, I'm not a big sports fan.
All sports are
How else do you explain Phoenix or Milwaukee being in it this year? I mean, clearly it was the master plan of either the Bilderbergs or maybe the Trilateral Commission.
Well, I'm not privy to that sort of information, but I do know that the power structure is a pyramid, just like their Illuminati pyramid.
Can you keep a secret?
They have tiers of knowledge and tiers of tiers, T-I-E-R, tiers, not T-E-A-R, tiers of power and tiers of the structure that has the knowledge.
They give me tears, T-E-A-R.
T-E-A-R-S, yeah.
All right.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I realized close to 30 years ago that all sports was rigged anyways. I watched a lot of baseball when I was a kid.
Especially Major League Soccer. Who watches that crap?
You talking about shoeless Joe Jackson times, or? But
No.
all right, well, Stephen, I gotta jump in here. Are you a bipartisan conspiracy buff? Like, do you believe Russia and say Vladimir Putin worked to elect Donald Trump in the 2016 election? Because I mean, there's kind of proof on this one. Putin actually said it on camera, and he said he wanted Trump to win. So what's your take?
No collusion.
What's my take? My take is we're watching a movie. You're allowed to see what they want you to see. They tell you what they want you to believe. Most of us know that the Rothschild crime syndicate founded Trotsky and Lenin back in the Russian Revolution. Trotsky actually had a American passport, was given American money by some of the New York financiers and sent to Russia. I still wholeheartedly believe that the Western interest, as it's called or whatever, the European interest and American interest control Russia. I believe that all of these countries are in on the game against us.
Is that a yes or a no, though, that Russia was involved in the 2016 election? Because there's a bit of proof. I'm just want your take.
Well, I'm trying to say that it doesn't really matter because it was all an illusion anyways.
Oh, okay. I got you now. All right. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Angel?
Well, Stephen, what do you think is worse? Who do you think is worse, I should say? Anderson Cooper, Rachel Madcow, Don Lemonhead, or Brian, whatever, or Brian Stelter?
Stelter. He's a friend of the show.
Well, I believe that they all equally played their part. They play the left wing and they play to keep the fight going, the fight between the right side and left side. There always has to be two teams. My college civics taught me that there is only two isms. There's collectivism and there's individualism. The mainstream media plays the part of the false left wing, and for the most part, and Fox and what's the other one? The Newsmax, One America News Network. One America News. That's the one I was thinking of.
All right.
That's about the only three for the right wing.
What do we have to do
that there is
to get you
the rest
to
are
give
totally
our
left-wing.
people the truth?
That is the truth, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, Stephen, my second question to you. Do you believe the communists or I guess in fairness, I should say the Democrats in Congress will be successful in taking away our ham radios. Now, I read that they want to confiscate them so that we can't communicate with each other when the storm does arrive and their time in power is up.
They started actually doing that. They don't have to take away the ham radios. In California, a couple of years back, they started to take the repeaters down. They said that they were worthless. They weren't needed anymore. The repeaters, I was in the ham radio world for about 7 or 8 years. The repeaters are what the hammers use to get all the way across the world, whether it's from California to Florida or Michigan to Alaska. That's what
I see what you're saying. They don't have to take away the radios if they take away the ability for the radios to work.
It was
yeah. Well, we know that the ham radio died when Art Bell died. I mean,
I've been saying for 12 years
of ham radio.
I've been saying for 12 years, guys, Gerald. There's been, depending on whose reports you believe, there's between 400 and 450 million guns in America, with 85 million gun owners with those 450 million. Those are the legally registered guns.
Yeah, and Beto O'Rourke wants to come and get our guns.
Not even counting the illegal ones. And I said 2 years ago, they can't get our guns. But what they can do is limit our access to the ammo. And that's what they've done for the last, things just opened up here in the last month, but nobody could get ammo. People could get ammo, but there was people that bought ammo and supplies and stuff, and they were selling it for between 8 and 10 times of what the price was.
Don't you think a lot of the, besides the preppers, just the gun enthusiasts, have enough ammunition for World Wars 4 and 5 and 6 already? I mean, from what I understand, the ammunition that has been purchased and stored in this country is pretty immense. So, I mean, how much is enough?
Well, it's not so much about how much is enough, but it was close to 10 years ago that
how many world wars?
The Obama crime syndicate.
Yes.
He placed into law.
Yes, preach.
He placed into law that ammunition only had so much of a shelf life. I think ammunition now lasts between 2 and 3 years, and that's about it. It just doesn't work after like 3 years.
Okay. All right. Well, Stephen, I guess I get the last question. I want you to think about this. Do you feel the government should stay out of providing public health information regarding COVID-19? Like if all the red state conservatives want to join like a suicide pact and by not getting vaccinated, hint, 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 Angel, then should we all just let nature take its course and, leave them the hell alone? What's your position?
Well, somebody did mention that you were a liberal, so
I am. I plead guilty.
Okay, I mean, what happened to my
it's
body?
The kill shot.
And I'm vaccinated. And I am vaccinated.
My body, my choice.
Okay. All right. So what you're saying is when people in the South and in the point of this whole question is, should there be any sort of sympathy for those who choose not to be vaccinated and perish?
No.
Okay. That's all I wanted you to say.
Because this so-called virus has a 99.774% survival rate.
But 99.5% of the people now in hospitals and are passing away are unvaccinated. The science there says that it might not be a bad idea to, just for the heck of it, get it done. I mean, what do you got to lose besides your life?
People die every day in their life, right?
You see, they're using semantics. They're using semantics, but they said this very, very early on. What they said was people are dying with COVID. They're not dying of COVID because COVID or SARS-CoV-2, SARS-CoV-1 is basically the common flu, common cold. Coronavirus, there are 8 strains of coronavirus.
Right.
And this has been medically documented going back to at least 1934. Coronavirus is nothing but a common cold. SARS-CoV-1 and 2 are the common flu.
Well, I guess I mean we could go on and on about the with the medical realities of. I mean, everybody interprets the virus differently in terms of where their politics lay. It seems, which to me, again, science never seemed to me a partisan issue in prior generations, but it is right now. But we don't have the time to litigate that, on this show. But we'll just have to agree to disagree.
And with that said, thanks, Stephen. All right, topic number 2. The FBI responsible for January 6th, okay? They're responsible for it. Look, guys, let me tell you right now, the FBI, Nancy Pelosi or Nasty Nancy, the D.C. mayor, whatever her name is, all these people, they all are responsible for what happened at the Capitol. It wasn't our orange is the new black, POTUS 45. He didn't tell nobody to go and do anything. He said, peacefully and patriotically, make your voices heard. That's very biblical. Yeah. That's like in the Bible when God said, and he spoke
peacefully.
And he said,
they're wonderful people. They're wonderful people. They were so wonderful.
There was an 80-year-old grandmother, and they're just looking around, and they're trying to treat her like she's like, Hitler's wife. Like they have her like in solitary confinement. Why do you put an 80-year-old woman in the hole, basically? I mean, she doesn't have much longer to live, with COVID, old age, maybe some illness, the NYPD.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime, okay? That's how. She
was let in there by the police, though.
Oh, that's right. The FBI did. Oh, yeah, that's right. The FBI ate the homework.
Doors.
Okay.
The FBI and the police were like, "Come on in. This is the Capitol. Y'all belong." Yeah. I know. This is actual fact. This footage. I've seen it. I've dissected it. Gerald knows what I'm talking about.
You get all your information from right-wing YouTube shows, and they're made by whack jobs. So you might want to check the real news.
You trust only the mainstream media, which is under the control of who knows.
I actually do.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you both here. This is total honesty. I really didn't know that the FBI was responsible for January 6th until just recently. So, you know what? A shout out to Tucker Carlson on Fox for alerting the true patriots of this country about this. And the more I think about what Tucker says, it makes so much sense that so-called insurrection was too well run to be handled by amateurs. Yes. And of course, the deep state did this damage to the greatest president in our history
ever.
Thank God Tucker read the article in that Revolver blog on the internet and shared it with everyone on his show. I've never heard of a Revolver until then, and we're all in its debt. They too are true patriots. Yes, it's just one more case where the truth was uncovered in spite, Spud, of the mainstream media. The truth is on the internet. You just have to look really carefully to find it.
Let me just say this, Joe, before you continue. Let me say this real quick. This is something that is unstoppably clear. And even Spud is going to have to take the L on this one. The FBI is not only responsible, but the initials of the FBI, ironically enough, also stands for Facebook and Instagram, which are all owned by the same guy, the guy Mark Zuckerberg.
That's connected. That's connected to the topic. There you go.
FBI. Right. And they spent $500 million with their shenanigans, all right, to orchestrate the biggest steal in the history of the elections. The FBI was
the biggest lie ever. The biggest lie?
Biggest steal.
Yes.
And
the biggest steal and the biggest lie.
Okay. Got it.
So we all know the FBI was responsible. Here's the real question of that day. Why? The question is why? Why would the FBI?
Gerald, they're scared of us. That's why.
And listen to this bomb here. The FBI and I believe very possibly the CIA and those NSA people too want to see a riot following a Trump rally. Why?
That's right.
Well, at the top of the list, it's because Donald Trump threatens so many because of his supreme brilliance. He is so
Yes.
gifted. Others often feel diminished comparing themselves to him. And another reason would have to be that the FBI just got tired of trying to pin crimes on him and nothing ever stuck. So they threw in the towel and tried to start a riot to damage his amazing record as president. And there are those out there, besides Spud Goodman, who clearly dislike this great man. I don't understand it, but it's real. And thank God that they're in the minority, as most Americans are counting the days. And I know you are, Angel, counting the days until he returns to the White House. And I'm saying very soon. It's going to be way before 2024.
Let me tell you something right now, brother. Let me just tell you this right here. August cannot get here soon enough. But you know what? Even if he's not back in August, the movement is happening. We see what Joe Biden is all about. We see the shenanigans. And I'm telling you right now, 75 million that voted for him, you're going to have to contend with 100 million in the next
you and the
election.
pillow guy are going to be really, really bummed come August. But anyway, you guys can commiserate together. All right, is it? Are you done? Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
If you have anything else to say,
yeah, I kind of do because I haven't had any chance to respond. So this topic was generated directly from the butt of Tucker Carlson.
Oh, come on.
About that stuff he pulls out of his rectum, what I want to see is the crap that didn't make the cut, as it would be too outrageous for even Fox Nation. You know, his state-of-the-art white nationalism garbage that goes just a little too far, where even the pillow guy would stop airing ads on his show. So he reads some fairy tale from an obscure online rag, and then he gives life to it on his Fox News program, kind of like Dr. Frankenstein, all right? I mean, if you hadn't read that stupid article in bed that night that I read, there's a story about how he came across this. You know, he just would have made up another story of how government, the liberals, the non-Fox believers are out to get them. And if it's not the deep state, it's the caravans, MS-13, or the NSA tapping their phones. How do his fans sleep at night after watching his show? I know they have their assault rifles handy, but still keeping his people this jacked up all the time takes a physical toll on them, like high blood pressure, hypertension, and of course, insurrections. This guy has no shame.
Yeah, how about Rachel Madcow and Innocent Pooper Scooper, whatever.
She has a PhD, by the way. She has a PhD.
Lemon.
Yeah.
Fredo Cuomo.
Okay, all right. You can call those people names, but let me ask you this: does the FBI? Let me say this about the FBI: do they do some not nice stuff in the name of law enforcement? Absolutely. There are a number of well-known and some not so well-known cases of abuse of their legal authority. But there's no way the supposed number one crime-fighting unit in the world could have pulled this one off. No matter how much they threw everything up against the wall to do it. Why? Because
millions of taxpayer dollars that went nowhere with that Russia. Hope.
It's
40 million.
The hoax of the FBI being involved in 1/6. Yeah, let me ask you this. Many agents have gone undercover, all right, over the years, in terrorist organizations, organized crime groups, biker gangs, but they do have their limits. No way they could have led, that wave of Trump fans to try to stop an election, to riot on command. FBI agents don't have that type of charisma. Trust me on this one, all right? I mean, to actually get people to do really stupid things. Has anyone hung out with an average FBI agent? Not the life of the party, for sure. And during the riot at the Capitol, remember that dude wearing those horns? Angel, I know you're probably a Facebook friend of his. Now, that guy had charisma.
Well, I could believe
he could get thousands of people to commit a crime that would basically ruin their lives and the lives of their family. Or that guy with that Camp Auschwitz shirt on, I could see those QAnon people following him into the gates of hell. But some straight-laced FBI agent, no freaking way. It wouldn't matter how deep undercover he was with all of his Trump gear on. I've seen really straight people try to act like they're drunk, at parties, and it never comes off as believable. They stick out like a Mormon at an all-nude, rave. or whatever. So this tall tale, like most all others put out by talk show host Tucker, Swanson, McNear, Carlson, is 100 BS. And I can't wait to see what the next one is, because I bet it's going to be a doozy. Why not? Well, let me tell you. Now that the Fox News attorneys have gotten him off in court on the basis of not being believable, because he is just, quote, a talk show host, and no one actually believes what he says on the air, unquote. Man, that is a nice get out of jail card, huh? All right, I'm done.
Yeah,
with this
well, you know how that judge also recently said to Rachel Maddow or Madcow or whatever her name
Maddow
is also not a news source.
You might want to DVR her show. It's pretty good.
No, it's not. It's like watching a dog vomit and eat his own vomit. That's kind of what she feels like. But look, gentlemen, with that said, I think we're done with this topic for the night. What do you guys think? Because I think Spud just obliterated it with the talking point that
I'll
made
take
no
that as a
sense.
compliment.
No, that wasn't really a compliment.
I'll take it that way.
Now, when you're defending people like Rachel Madcow and Lemonhead and Cooper and these,
you and Trump have the same sixth grade ammunition to come back at people. Yeah, those little nicknames. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, well, here we go. My final thought of the day is, gentlemen, you gotta understand. There's going to be a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of lying, a lot of Bidenisms in the next several weeks until August. So you just got to keep your cool. You got to keep it patriotic, and you got to keep it nice and simple. Don't go crazy. I don't want anybody with any weaponry or anything like that, because they're coming for us. Remember, Trump said it. They ain't going after him. They're going after us. So we got to stay peaceful. With that said,
I'd be scared.
Well,
those immigrants are going to come get you.
Well, they're coming right over the border there, Spud, with the coronavirus.
Yeah, caravans of them.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Being flown across the land for free on our money, on our taxpayer money. Mm-hmm. Gerald?
Well, first off, thank you, Angel, for your deep and insightful commentary. That was excellent. I do regret our audience had to be exposed to Spud Goodman's Marxist ramblings that seem to go on and on. Let me tell you, as a co-worker of his, I know deep down in his heart, deep down, he knows the real truth of what's going on in this country.
Do I?
I think so. I have faith in you, but you fall prey to the pressures of the far left radicals by continuing to criticize the greatest president in history, Donald J. Trump.
Spud, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, Spud, I bet at night when you say your prayers, you do ask for forgiveness for spewing such nonsense. Things like conservatives only care about maintaining power, or they don't care at all about Americans, just in those red states.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you seen many disaster movies, with the zombies and the Mad Max dudes going around? Well, let me tell you, the loner types are the first ones to shoot you for just glancing at their candy bar, your candy bar, or their, you know what I'm saying? If you look at their stuff, you're going to get shot. Those kind of guys. And regarding the prayer thing, all right? I haven't said my prayers at night for a very long time. I have a big screen in my bedroom, and with all the shows up now, it's a tough call to bypass, praying. What am I going to do? Okay, as getting through 4 or 5 seasons on a show, of Netflix, on Netflix, it requires a lot of man hours. Time is tight.
Yeah. Let me help you out here. It should always be prayers before TV, Spud. Most of us were taught that growing up. I know you basically raised yourself like some sort of stray pit bull, but still, there's a basic code of behavior as an adult.
Well, maybe there should be an exemption or something for the prayer thing for those who are serious. I'm talking serious TV bingers. Back to you, Angel.
Wow. I'm going to go and do some serious TV binging of my own. There's, let's see, a couple shows I want to catch up on, and this is going nowhere quick. So with that said, gentlemen, I'm out. Bye.
See you later.
Craziness.
Bye, Angel. Yeah.
Okay, I should probably make my exit too. I happen to have a couple season finale episodes of random shows. Got a bunch of them that I haven't gotten to yet. So, yeah.
Okay, but you know what? It seems to be the norm now that I'm the last one to sign off on this show. Do you think that's fair, Spud? Have you given any thought to the fact that maybe I'd like to leave work early myself, but I always have to button things up before we end the show? We're all equal co-hosts on this program. Now, if I was compensated as the main show host, that would be a different story then.
But you're not even an equal co-host with Angel and I on this thing. They added you at the last minute, contrary to my wishes. I mean, what legit talk show host actually wants a freaking co-host? We've had that discussion many times on our radio show. But now with Rabbit Punched, I have two. Okay, 1.5 to be accurate. And that is messed up.
That is messed up, yo.
Sharing the spotlight, I know it's difficult for you, Spud. You would listen, if you would just think about it and consider allowing me a larger voice on our radio show too, I think we could take it to another level. The Spud Goodman radio show. Maybe let me get in a few questions with our celebrity guests.
That's never going to happen. Never, ever.
Why?
The name of the show is the Spud Goodman Show. Enough said. And I don't see your name attached to this program either. So don't get too cocky. You could be replaced at any time by maybe an ambitious intern like we have on our show. That could happen here on this thing. So, and never forget that, all right? All right, I got to go. Could you lock up, by the way? I am Spud Goodman. Be all that you can be, and I mean that. God bless and ciao.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So that's how it's going to be. All right. So, listen, I will be the professional here. I will once again handle closing this program. So let me just say, I hope everyone watching and listening has learned something from what Angel and I have presented. It's draining to try to counteract the radical socialist ideology of Spud Goodman, and he delivers it on the air constantly, and it's hard. There are so many like Spud out there. Well, really, not exact copies of Spud, thank God. There's only one of him, but there are others on TV, in the movies, and in that rap music world out there where there's just no appreciation for what makes America great. And on that note, very, very soon, we and Donald Trump will make America great again. And I'm not referring to waiting until 2024. So get ready, as changes are coming soon to this country, like any day now, any day. And on that note, I will bid adieu. I am Gerald Holcomb, your defender of liberty and freedom. Until next time, goodbye.
Freedom!
Honey, I'm done. Can you draw me a bath?